What's up, witches? It's the Undercover Witch, and today we are going to be doing our readings for our fire signs. So if your moon sign is in Leo, this reading is for you. If you don't know your moon sign, don't worry, go ahead and to the description, I have two links there. I've got one to astro.com, which can help you find your chart. You'll just need to know your birthday, the location of your birth, and the roughly, but hopefully the exact time of your birth. And then as well as I've also have a link to CoStar, which is an app that you can do the same thing and you can see your birth chart and all of that wonderful information. But let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be through the end of July, throughout August, towards the end of August. And it's mostly an oracle reading, but we are going to pull 3 tarot just to get us started and see what's going on. Okay, so first we have the 7 of Wands. So you might feel very beat up at the moment, for one, but we also have, oh gosh, we have 2 sevens in a row. We also have the 7 of Swords. So generally these two, especially together, can bring a sense of kind of you're unsure of the people that you're around. There's some sneakiness going on that you need to watch out for, but there's also like, you feel like everyone's against you right now, pretty much. So it just doesn't feel like a very secure space. We also have the King of Swords. So this is kind of telling me one of 2 things. One, I'm sorry, but you might be this sneaky person in this scenario, and you might have to face this King of Swords, who is somebody who can do what you can do, but is better at it. I don't judge, okay? I don't judge. I'm just here to tell you. I'm just here to tell you stuff. But if you're facing somebody, or that you might feel like you're the sneaky person, you just kind of feel like, I don't really like this other person, but I don't really know what to do. And so you kind of feel like meh about it. You know there's a conflict there, but this person just seems more powerful than you. And lastly, I also see this as something that you might need to master. You might need to master the art of understanding when you belong in a situation and when you don't, and how to take yourself away and out of a situation and just keep the energy that you have left from those draining situations, making sure you can cut off from those. Let's go ahead and pull a few Moonology cards from Moonology Oracle deck. Oh, I ended up with some cards upside down. Apologies. Okay, so we have 3 for you. The first card we have is you're very close to achieving your goal, and it's in reverse in Gibbous Moon. So I don't think that you feel that you're going to be achieving your goal. Also, I because this came out reversed, I do really think that whatever this conclusion is, whatever this ending is, it's going to be an upheaval. So it might be a tower moment. It might feel very, very energetically disruptive and unsettling and unstable. We have the 7 of Swords, and underneath that we have look at the bigger picture. So you might be trying to cover yourself in like certain areas, but you do feel very vulnerable at the moment, which we talked a little bit about that earlier, but I just, excess of this vulnerability. We also have a time to give rather than to take with this King of Swords. So really, look at the opportunities that you've been given. Look at the, not just the opportunities, but just look at everything that you have. Don't try to categorize it into good or bad. Look at everything you have. You have debt. You have a house. You have food on the table. You have, like, just categorize the whole entire thing and say, how can I get people in on each one of these things? If I have debt, like, can I talk to somebody about debt forgiveness? Can I let them into that space? If I'm like cooking food every day and I'm just tired, is it something where I need to buy like one of those meal prep boxes? Is if you're just cleaning the house all day by yourself, is this something where you can, you know, not even just like hire like a maid or anything, because, you know, that's hard, but like, is there anybody that's like, I don't know, you know, like a teenager or somebody that's just looking for extra money on the weekends or whatever, you know, look at every section of your life and just try to see where you can let people into it so you can share those experiences. Not necessarily share just the good stuff, not necessarily give things away, but we're talking about just letting people into your life in general, because even if you have a problem and you're having somebody help you fix it, you're giving them experience, one. You're giving them possibly, you know, financial, etc., whatever. But also you're just giving them part of that problem too. And when we talk about give rather than take, don't take on everybody's problems. Don't take on, don't take off all the burdens by yourself either. It's not just about like being selfish. And the last card we have, which I was not planning on coming out, is a new romantic cycle begins. This new moon is in Libra, so it might be a Libra. We do have fire sign energy with the Sagittarius as well as Virgo. Let's go ahead and we're going to pull from our dream oracle just to get some of that underlying symbolism in here, since we're looking at our moon cards. Let's see. Do we get anything? Okay. Weather, natural events. So this, I don't know if you can see that card very well, but it is very, very similar-esque to storm warning, which is another card that we often get on this channel, but it's also very close to the Tower. So weather, natural events, what's urgent in life, what's making you feel overwhelmed and is out of your control? Are you worried about how you will survive a major change? And we talked about this. I do feel like there's a major change that's happening. You're achieving something, there's an ending coming, but it just feels like an upheaval as well. Like you're not really sure where to go. It's an energy that's just so strong. It's changing a lot of things for you. Our oracle we have is flow. So you can't control life's events. You can only control how you deal with them. It's easier to go with the flow when life challenges you. Emotions can overflow unless you release them. So again, if you're struggling with any issues at home, you're going through anything, you're working on a project, find people to help you. Find people to just confide in, let them in a little bit. And don't worry about having so much control over everything that is going on in your life. It's just kind of interesting because the previous reading I did for Aries was very, very similar, but completely different cards. But there's a lot of stuff about control, it looks like this month, and that underlying feeling of like that emotion of I need to control everything, which honestly, I mean, a lot of people experience that. And it's also something that like you have depression or anxiety or whatever, you can feel like a burden going to other people all the time, or even, you know, we're in a space that's like really, really hard because it's like after, you know, pandemic, but also, for some people, it just keeps getting harder. Things just keep getting worse. So definitely try and see reaching out to the community, letting people in, letting people help you. Ooh. We're going to pull just the angel card and a space. So we have the angel of death, which is all about endings, very similar to our tarot card of death. All about endings and beginnings. There's a certain time and space for everything. And we have the ground. Just a reinforcement, just that continuation of, look, there are changes going around and it's affecting us. It's affecting our surroundings. So nothing really feels stable right now. This is definitely Tower-esque moment. So just, again, my only real advice to you is to just make sure you're allowing people in to help educate you on topics or anything that you're needing help with in your life. And don't be afraid to reach out. But that is really all I have for you. If you haven't already, please go check out our podcast episode. The latest one we did was with Zandra Hawes. It is uploaded here on YouTube, but also anywhere you can get your podcasts. And we talked about psychology and spirituality, spiritual awakenings versus spiritual emergencies, and how those things kind of collide. So it was a very awesome conversation that we had, and I enjoyed talking with Zandra. I thought she was an amazing person, very, very sweet, and she has a very lovely voice and everything, so it was very pleasant to speak with her. So I hope that you check that out. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions. And our next reading will be your rising sign. So again, if you don't know your signs, go check them out. If this reading it feels like it applies to you anyway, then please take what resonates. But I hope you'll had a great week, and I hope you have a great weekend.